Greetings, my Padres, man. Welcome back to the show, man. You know, we got another great one, man. It's January 27th, you feel me? Praying all dogs go to heaven. You know how we do it, you feel me? Look, you now rocking with the best, man. This is a real, man. Aku, you feel me? Aku out there doing this thing. He finna pop up when he can, you feel me? You know how we do it, he the man. But today, man, we got a clip, man, because we want to hop in here and see what is their plan to attack Iran. You feel me? Because there's a lot of things going on in the world right now, as far as militant and a lot of conqueration and America's expanding its borders because now they pretty much they say they run in Venezuela, or they going have somebody in Venezuela that moves away. Excuse me, that moves the way they want them to move. You feel me? So let's look at this clip, man. Let's get into it. Let's see how they're planning or allegedly planning to attack Iran, because we're not sure if they're gonna attack them or not. But you can never be too sure. You feel me? You can never be too sure. Again.
Slow floating city halfway across the world at a burn rate of millions per day. In an era of stealth bombers that can strike anywhere on Earth in hours, why do we still rely on these massive assets? Moving a U.S. supercarrier from the South China Sea to the Persian Gulf isn't just a road trip. It is a logistical nightmare. We're talking about a massive operation that burns through more than $6.5 million every single day. But here's why they do it. A bomber strikes and leaves, but a carrier strike group stays. It parks 70 fighter jets off the coast of an adversary and leaves them there. It creates a no-fly zone that a bomber simply cannot maintain. But how exactly do U.S. attack operations and logistical support actually work? Part 1. The naval pivot. The chess pieces are moving. We are tracking the largest naval redistribution since the 2003 invasion of Iraq. The Pentagon is emptying the Pacific to flood the Persian Gulf. But where are all the U.S. nuclear carriers stationed when not at war? And how many will travel to Iran and the Middle East? On paper, the number is 11 nuclear-powered supercarriers, divided into two distinct classes. First, the Nimitz class. These are the 10 workhorses of the fleet commissioned between 1975 and 2009. Second, the Ford class. Right now, there is only one, the USS Gerald R. Ford. This new generation uses electromagnetic catapults to launch jets faster. Well, let's look at this scenario: what happened when the Department of War gives a green signal. The USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group is typically stationed in the South China Sea to deter Chinese vessels. However, upon receiving flash priority orders, it can sprint to the Middle East in just a week. It has to transit the Malacca Strait, the choke point between Malaysia and Indonesia. Meanwhile, the U.S. can launch another nuclear aircraft carrier. The USS George H.W. Bush will depart from Norfolk, Virginia, likely crossing the Atlantic to enter the Mediterranean. This leaves the Pacific dangerously thin, with only the USS Ronald Reagan or its replacement, the George Washington, potentially available in Japan. The plan is to have two full strike groups off the coast of Iran within 10 days to form a pincer deterrent. Here is part 2, the missile logistics. Following the first strike against Iran's nuclear bunkers, the U.S. had actually removed 60% of its missile defense systems from Qatar and the Middle East. So how many missiles are being transported from different parts of the world to fix this? The answer is fill the sky with these Globemasters. The U.S. military needs a massive airlift of roughly 4 to 6 Patriot batteries and components for a THAAD battery. This involves over 300 heavy transport flights. But here's the detail most people miss. The U.S. needs a flood of aging Patriot missiles to be pulled from stockpiles in Germany and Japan. Why move old missiles? Because they are the perfect cheap solution for Iran's thousands of Shahed drones. Commanders are hoarding the brand new scarce PAC-3 kinetic interceptors for the hypersonic and ballistic missile threats. The military is clearing out the Cold War inventory to save the modern tech for the big one. And part 3 is the cost of war. What is the cost involved in this massive transfer? War is expensive, but
Yeah, so That's sticky, man. It really looked like if they was to decide to do that, that would definitely be spreading the United States forces extremely thin. You feel me? And not saying that it cannot be done, but those ships are really like they're really like forward operating bases. Pretty much, they got everything you need to defend themselves from other ships and to defend from land points. Right now, you do have the air, which is the most effective way. And I know he's not talking about the submarines, but there are submarines as well. So it's not saying that the operations cannot be done and there still won't be military protection available. There still will be protection, but it's just really saying that, man, you guys spreading yourself thin, and you might have to buy some more boats or whatever, because it's gonna be hard to build them boats because they're not just regular boats. They military boats, so they get made by certain people with certain top security clearance and certain secrets on how to make them durable and everything. You feel me? So it's really something that we got to keep an eye on, because if they could benefit off this money wise, then most likely we'll probably be going to war with Iran, allegedly. you know. So never know, man. Let's hop back into it. See what you talk about.
Moving an army is a fortune. First, the ships. Operating a single carrier strike group costs between $6.5 million and $9 million per day. That covers nuclear maintenance, jet fuel, and food for 7,000 sailors. Second, the ammo. A single THAAD interceptor costs $12.7 million. The SM-3 missiles on the destroyers cost $28 million per shot. If you combine the airlift fuel, the naval surge, and the pre-positioned ammo, this 30-day deterrence operation has a burn rate exceeding $1.5 billion, and that is before a single shot is fired. In Part 4, we'll look at what is the logistic nightmare involved in sustaining this force. The nightmare is access. As of January 14, 2026, we have reports of a partial evacuation of the Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar due to rising tensions. This is the nightmare scenario. If Qatar or the UAE deny the U.S. Navy access to their ports for fear of Iranian retaliation, the carrier strike group loses its pit stop. The Lincoln is nuclear, but our escort destroyers need diesel every 3 days. Without a friendly port, the U.S. Navy must create a steel chain of supply-class oilers stretching 7,000 miles back to Diego Garcia or Guam. If that chain breaks, the most powerful fleet in history becomes a floating museum.
Wow.
We cannot ignore this Part 5, the air power alternative.
See, that's what I was expressing. Like, them ships are very impossible. Very important to the mission. And like, if they run out of fuel and stuff like that, if they ain't got no allies, like they say, in the area to get some fuel from, it becomes, pretty much in a museum. Like, you won't be able to maneuver, operate, and do what you need to do. But fuel is an important thing for every part of any army movement. And I think that's why the oil that was taken out of Venezuela, see, that could be turned into something that could be turned into fuel. You see what I'm saying? So like, there's a bigger mission at hand, man, and they all taking their steps on the chessboard. And I really feel like, certain people searching for world dominance, the big three, Russia, America, and China, they all kind of trying to find their way in, because they know out of those three, they all kind of a little bit ruthless towards each other. You feel me? Just to say the least, So they trying to attain the world, all I can say is brush up on your Russian and brush up on your Mandarin, because You never know who's gonna take charge, man. But America is trying hard to make it be them, and certain people that's kind of in the way of it, and worse coming to you, unfortunately.
But what happens if the carriers don't get there in time? Can the U.S. fight without its Navy? The answer is yes. Focusing only on the slow-moving ships is a mistake. The United States holds an ace up its sleeve that doesn't need to wait for a clear shipping lane. Even without a carrier strike group, the U.S. can deliver precision strikes for weeks to come. This is the domain of Air Force Global Strike Command. They can deploy the Big Three strategic bombers anywhere in the world in just 24 hours. First, you have the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber. This is the door kicker. It is the only aircraft in history capable of taking off from Missouri, flying non-stop to Iran, penetrating the most advanced air defense networks undetected, and dropping massive bunker busters on deep underground facilities. Second, the B-1B Lancer, known as the Bone. This supersonic heavy hitter carries the largest payload of any U.S. bomber. It can dash in at high speed and low altitude to deliver massive barrages of cruise missiles or satellite-guided bombs to clear the path. And finally, the B-52 Stratofortress. It may look old, but do not underestimate it. It acts as a flying missile truck, capable of launching long-range cruise missiles from hundreds of miles away, while outside the reach of Iranian air defenses. Let's take a look at how this works. The first line of attack involves the B-2 stealth bomber moving in to destroy high-value air defense systems like the famous S-400 Triumph and other surface-to-air missiles, effectively disabling them by using its stealth technology. Next, the B-1 Lancer flies at a very low altitude towards enemy targets to take out older anti-aircraft guns and missiles. This clears the way for conventional aircraft like the B-52 Stratofortress, which can then sweep in to destroy any critical infrastructure without facing anti-aircraft threats. This is the reason they need both the B-2 stealth bomber and conventional bombers, as there are only 19 units of the B-2 Spirit in service to date. But let's move back to the Super Carrier Strike Group. A typical carrier strike group might comprise of 5 to 7 of these ships. At the center sits the aircraft carrier. These carriers can accommodate a maximum of 130 fighter jets. Flanking each side are 4 destroyers. They could be the Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, predominantly used for anti-air warfare. Leading the battleship at the front is a Ticonderoga-class cruiser. These ships are multi-mission, covering air warfare, undersea warfare launching torpedoes, naval surface fire support, and surface warfare. At the back is the frigate class, generally serving as a light escort with a focus on anti-surface and anti-air roles, with a lesser degree of capability than larger ships. Depending on the mission, nuclear-powered Virginia-class submarines animated in our recent videos can also be added to the carrier strike group to seek out and destroy hostile surface ships and submarines. A typical carrier air wing can include the Grumman E-2 Hawkeye. This aircraft flies ahead of the aircraft carrier, scanning the battlefield with its large radar. Simply put, it acts as a scout, providing early warnings of any enemy activity up to almost 100 kilometers away. They even have a mini cargo plane, the C-2 Greyhound, which they use to transport equipment and personnel. While the 6 Seahawk helicopters are designed for rescue and anti-submarine missions. These Seahawk helicopters can be launched from a specific part of an aircraft carrier. We also made a deep dive into the sea, air, and land components of the nuclear triad, so subscribe for more videos to not miss a beat.
Chief. Yeah, my God, man, I stepped out and got the thing on, man. But yeah, that's their plan to go ahead and, get Iraq and do all that, man, in Iran, eventually, but that's crazy, man. But in the meantime, in between time, let's see what Nancy Pelosi eventually comes out is going to look like and when she's going to make. Let's see what's good.
Keys. Nancy Pelosi. So if we went to NVIDIA, the next place we're going is Capitol Hill. And the greatest investors, you can argue, are not all There ain't no argument. In Washington, when you see some of these politicians' portfolios and what they've been able to accumulate since they've been in office is historic. And she's probably the top dog when it comes to her portfolio. It's become legendary for sure. Like people track her portfolio whenever they got to announce the moves they may make. So she reports 69 million of new stock trades. So they released the information. 69 million in stock and options activity between late December 25 and mid-January 26. So in 1 month. In 1 month, she did $26 million in stock trades. Legendary. Legendary. So want to talk about the
I got the options trades here, and for some of you, this is going to be a whole learning lesson. But we covered this at the mastermind last year. Her trading strategy is very unique, and it's something that if you have capital, it makes a lot of sense. What she does is, and I'll tell you the companies that she invests in. So she bought 20 Google calls at a 150 strike for January 2027. She bought 20 Amazon calls for 150 strike for January 2027. And she bought 20 NVIDIA calls for $100 strike for January 2027. Right, so she's going out. These are leaps, right? This is out till next January. And if you're listening to those prices, you're saying to yourself, Google is past 150. It's way past 150, right? It was at 331 last week. Amazon is past 150, right? It was trading at 240, right? Like NVIDIA is at 185. She's buying a $100 strike. Well, here's why, right? In the options trading, there's something that you call out of the money, which means that you go over the price that it's currently at. And then you have in the money, which is kind of like floating around where the equity's trading. And then you have deep in the money. And what she's done is she's done deep in the money calls. Why? Couple of reasons, okay? The equity has far surpassed the strike, which means that the intrinsic value, right, is not speculative. There's already value built into it, right? NVIDIA is already past 100. Okay, that's the first thing. The next thing is that the decay that happens, right? So in contracts, when we talk about expiration dates, there's always decay, right? The theta of like the Greeks when you study options trading. There's less sensitivity to it because, again, it is already past the strike. So let's say NVIDIA is trading at 185 now. If it pulls down to 179, if you're near the money, that time decay, right, you're going to see a volatile move. When you're deep in the money, it's a move, but it's not as volatile. Here's the other reason she does it. Okay, this is the real reason. Let's say NVIDIA moves from 185 right to 187. That's a $2 move, right? $2 move if you have the stock, right? So that's great. You got some shares. Each share rose by $2. In an options pool, if NVIDIA runs 185 to 187, you talk about maybe a 3x on that percentage, right? But she's deep in the money, so that percentage is a little bit greater. So she's actually has protection on the way up and safety a little bit on the way down. So less decay, more upside, intrinsic value already built in. She's been doing this year over year. Leap after leap, she buys deep in the money flow, and the reason is because she's already built the value. The winner's kind of built in, and she's protecting herself on the way down. It's a great strategy. It's more expensive to buy deep in the money calls, but at this point, she's just rinsing and repeating. And I think for us, we look at it and say, hey, yes, it's expensive, but more
Hold on. I might have to go back my partners because I gotta figure out what he's saying, right? Because he's saying she bought it. Okay, let me go back. Nancy Pelosi did something.
Whole life actually has that level of admiration and respect for something that you built. So salute to the Cracker portfolio whenever they, because they got to announce different moves that they make. So she reports 69 million of new stock trades. A million is she did $26 million in stock trades.
Yeah. And for some of you, this is going to be a whole learning lesson. But we covered this at the mastermind last year. Her trading strategy is very unique, and it's something that if you have capital, it makes a lot of sense. What she does is, and I'll tell you the companies that she invests in. So she bought 20 Google calls at a 150 strike for January 2027. She bought 20 Amazon calls for 150 strike.
20 Google at 150 strike.
Right? For January 2027. And she bought 20 NVIDIA calls for $100 strike for
20 NVIDIA calls for $100 strike.
January 2027. Right, so she's going out. These are leaps, right? This is out to next.
And there's all options. Option trade. Okay.
January. And if you're listening to those prices, you're saying to yourself, Google is past 150. It's way past 150, right? It was at 331 last week. Amazon's past 150, right? It was trading at 240, right? Like, NVIDIA is at 185. She's buying a $100 strike. Well, here's why, right? In the options trading, there's something that you call out of the money, which means that you go over the price that it's currently at. And then you have in the money, which is kind of like floating around with the equity trading. And then you have deep in the money. And what she's done is she's done deep in the money calls. Why? Couple of reasons, okay? The equity has far surpassed the strike, which means that the intrinsic value, right, is not speculative. There's already value built into it, right? NVIDIA is already past 100. Okay, that's the first thing. The next thing is that the decay that happens, right? So in contracts, when we talk about expiration dates, there's always decay, right? The theta of, like the Greeks when you study options trading. There's less sensitivity to it because, again, it is already past the strike. So let's say NVIDIA is trading at 185 now. If it pulls down to 179, if you're near the money, that time
185,
right, you're going to see a volatile move. When you're deep in the money, it's a move, but it's not as volatile. Here's the other reason she does it. Okay, this is the real reason. Let's say NVIDIA moves from 185, right, to 187. That's a $2 move, right? $2 move if you have the stock, right? So that's great. You got some shares. Each share grows by $2. In the options pool, if NVIDIA runs from 185 to 187, you're talking about maybe a 3x on that percentage, right? But she's deep in the money, so that percentage is a little bit greater. So she actually has protection on the way up and safety a little bit on the way down. So less decay, more upside, intrinsic value already built in. She's been doing this year over year. Leap after leap, she buys deep in the money call, and the reason is because she's already built the value.
Okay, so that makes plenty of sense now. It's because, like, even if she loses a little bit, it don't matter because it won't be a lot. But if it goes up, it'll be a lot more. And then she could take a little bit out again and then do it again. And just keep on letting her portfolio raise and raise. And that's because, she had the we're going to say just fortunate insight on to buying it at the right time and getting in the market at the right time. Because that's what truly matters, getting in the market at the right time, But yeah, man, that's how it go, man. But we finna go ahead, man, because ISO Speed, he in Ghana again, man. I mean, he's doing this African tours. I think the next one after Ghana, I'm not sure, but it has already aired today, so it's out there. Excuse me, it's already out there, but so I just like him doing the African tour, man. It makes sense, Ghana is like a special place, you feel me? Because he said he did the the DNA test and then found out that he got a little bit of Guyanese in him. So you know, we finna watch it, man. Watch the little clip. He's going to meet the king, and I kind of like it. I think it's cool to get to be able to see that, man. And I'm gonna talk over it whilst he do it too. You feel me? But yeah, this one right here. You know. So he getting prepared. Right. So we gotta go here. He got blessed when he went in there. You know. He doing a little dance, you know. Everything has meaning to it. You know. Everything has meaning to it. You feel me? So, you know, that's the cool part about it, man. And it's amazing how he really be picking up on these dances so quick, though. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's almost like as soon as dude do it, you know? Yeah. I guess he's like the person that helps people learn how to dance and stuff like that, which is cool. You feel me? And it's cool to see the difference, you know. We finna fast forward a little bit, you know, and that's the king right there, you know. And so, basically, through the expression of dance, he's basically telling them what's going on, telling the king what's happening, and you know, and he pointed at the king. We in our hearts, we love you. He's like, thank you, thank you. I guess he's saying ISO speed, you in ISO speed like the king, you know, like he the king of streaming and you're the king of us, you know. You feel me? And maybe he talking about he a baby, so you gotta carry him in a certain way. You know? And then, you know, a couple other people at ceremony comes out and do it too. You know? And then, you know what I noticed about the handshake too, right? When they do the handshake, right? If you would notice, the handshake, they don't go down. They don't go down. Let me see if I can catch somebody else on there. They don't go down. They shake hand up. Because everything in the world has meaning. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you don't just shake hand down, you shake hand up, and you know, leave it like that. You feel me? You know? You know? And then they do that, you know? Look, he wildin'. Look, he wildin'. He about to dance for the king. It's cool because it's like he really don't know what he doing, but you know, he picking it up as he go. You know. He's silly. Look, see, oh, that's it, you know. No down. No down. No down. Just up. Just up. You feel me? And then they put him in his garments, And see the cool part, this is where he gets his Ghanaian name, you know? And the cool part about it is that when they take us, why I like how they do this practice is because when they took us from Africa, the motherland, the first thing they did was they took our names and they gave us different names that was not of us. So I'm happy that they now, every time you come back, they give you your name. Or, well, at least from ISO Speed standpoint, every country he went to in Africa, they gave him his name. It's his name. Listen to this. Somebody says water, water. I'm like, no, it's not.
You want to tell the truth. When you see what you see, you have to say it. What you haven't seen, you don't say it.
He say he wants you to tell the truth. What you see, you must say it. What you have not seen, you must not say it, because it's not the truth.
We want you to know the truth behind this and that. The world is not simple.
Say, I want you to know the truth behind this and that. The world is not simple. They gave him one glass, that both glasses looked the same. They gave him one glass, it was water. The next glass, it was wine.
We are going to face so many calamities. That's why we give you the drink and the wine and then the water to signify truth and then well.
That's what's up, man. And see, I like how they do that, man. You get your wisdom in there, and you also get, you get your name. You get your name and you get some wisdom, and then, they crown him king, because it's really influence, man. The amazing influence that he have, just from being himself, man. That's an amazing point, bro. And I think that's like the most important thing about it. Like whether he anointed to you or whatever, he just being himself. And by him being himself, man, like, and being on a certain platform, getting so much followers, he at 50 million right now. Like, that's crazy. You feel me? And you can kind of see the 50 million when he go around the world, like, because people all around him, people all on him, they trying to, get a touch of him. You feel me? ISO Speed, you see? Oh, no. Look, he about to backflip him Ghana. You feel me?
what?
He about to backflip. He about to backflip. He about to backflip on top of the Black Star. I know this the only person that ever did this, because this kind of risky. This kind of risky. Here you go, here you go. Look. Look. There you go. He made me not. Yeah, here you go.
No room, bro.
Oh no, he about to do it. Oh, he did it. Hold on, let's go. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous for him too. I was nervous for him. Wow, look at that. That's beautiful. He ain't Ghana, man. He ain't Ghana. And right there, don't look like that much people right there. It don't look like that much people there. But you know, it gets worse down the line. You feel me? It gets worse down the line. You know, and it's like, you know, it's just amazing, man, that the amount of love that he received going across the seas, and they say, you know, they say many things that we know it's not true, man. You know it's not true, because as you can see, man, the love that he received is immaculate. Like, just look at the amount of people, and this is in a big group, and this because they keep on moving, so they trying to find places where, you know, they could have some fun. Look at the people. Okay, y'all. Look. 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 Look, man, that's crazy. The amount of people. That's what's up. The amount of people that just following him, trying to see what he gonna do. You know, like, it gets crazy. Look. To the point after a while, you know, he gets tired. You know? He try to get a good what you call it, picture. Say he fire breathing. Wow. No, wow. He's still back there fire breathing too. Look all them bikes, them people. Look, Ghana just like love them, man. The amount of people, man. You know. Look, you got people breathing fire out there for him. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's just mad love. That's just the people being excited. And it's like they being excited, and you want to ask like what they being excited for, but the fact that I don't know what to call it, man. I guess just the fact that somebody yes, I don't know, man. I really don't know. Fame get the people, and he known around the world. But I don't even think he realized the power he has, man. And hopefully, some people, that he never realizes it, because all these places he been in Africa, they crowned him king, man. And I don't want y'all to take that lightly, man. I mean, look at the influence of the amount of people that he just got because of just being like a young man who started off from YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, just started off from streaming, playing NBA 2K. And then it went on to playing different games and just showing everybody what he's doing and just sticking on it. And I guess it's the discipline. It's unusual discipline. Even to this day, he's still unusually disciplined about how he streams, how the stream looking, if he's able to contact, you know, get good reception, good internet. You know, he ride around with that Starlink, so it's pretty good reception he get. But all that transpired into what you see today, because it's a unique individual to stay locked in like that all the time, like that. Like it takes a strong mind, or a mind that's highly passionate about what he's doing, to where it really don't feel like work. It feel like hanging out. But look at all them people. That's what I'm saying. All them people, just to say what's up to them. You know? So much people, man, the way he can't even move. He blocked. They slapping the people. Look, look. And he like just in the neighborhood, and like at this point, he kind of tired. He tired. So now, okay. So he get into the boxing situation. Shout out to him, man. And he's still trying to grow. But like at this point, man, he tired. Look, look, look. You can see it in his face. He bust a real smile, but watch it. That's him. Now look, he tired. He tired. Let's see if we go back where we find him walking out. Walking out to the mother. Look, look, look. Look, he tired, boy. He tired. Look, tired. Tired, boy. It's tough. It's tough to be like you can't even walk like without anything. Like it's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough. You didn't want to see that, man. It's tough though. He did it. Boom. Now watch when he walking out, man. Look, he's so tired he even almost forgot about the camera. He done, bro. He done, bro. Like God, man, like. Look. Like that, everybody touching them, grabbing them. They knocking out the camera. Like it's on the way out, man. It's like they just love him. They just want to, just I don't know, man, touch him. And it's like, bro, like he really trying to enjoy his life, bro. And it's like, you know, it's crazy. There's just a bunch of stuff going on, man. Look, they on bikes and all that. But, you feel me? Look, all type of stuff going on, bro. It's just that amount of people, bro. That's crazy. Walking through that just to make a way. Just to make a way, bro. They call him by a name and all that. Man, just trying to get in the car, that's it. People are hype. Vaccinated. He's vaccinated. He tired. He's just trying to make it through there.
It's on call. It's on call. Okay. That's not a car. Oh, you are tired. Son, okay, bro? There you go. You want to go on the roof? Son, okay? I pray for you.
He tired. He tired. He tired of telling the cameraman what to do. Like, come on, get up there, bro. That time, it's probably hot over there too. He tired, bro. He tired. Look how the people going crazy for him. People going crazy for him, bro. They going crazy, bro.
We are good. Are we good? Okay, I was making sure.
But this is cool. Like how he went and got him a massage, bro. I think that's very cool. We got to cut through some of it. We got to cut through some of the space. There she go. What you barking at him for?
My shirt off.
It's a sacred place. You can't go in without take your shirt off.
Take my shirt off?
Okay. Keep where you enter.
Okay. Relax. I'm taking my shirt off. Can you help me take my shirt off?
Sure. Let's go.
Great.
You ready?
Y'all ready?
So welcome to the share button museum. What the?
Oh my God.
This is how we try to share button.
Shade butter. Yeah, shade butter.
It's grounded and it has into butter.
Wait, look at these ladies.
Korea.
Wait. Hold on, wait. See how I make shea butter?
Yes.
I love shea butter. Yes.
You have to sit down.
Sit down.
Sit.
That's crazy. You're not gonna see anything that you're gonna get us like shade butter up, man. You know it's all over the internet, man. You can see it wherever you want to see it. You feel me? But thank y'all for rocking with us today, man. Look, it's been a good one and a true one, man. Remember to share, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that we in you, man. And until next time, my padrons, I want y'all to keep your head up, never get fed up, whilst I do the same. One.